Hi, my name is Marilyn Devonish from transformationstm.com, and I thought I'd have a bit of fun with something that I've been doing with my Magic and Gratitude group, where each week I do an angel tarot reading for the group. We're looking at what's going to happen, what are the influences for the beginning, middle and end of the week, and what's going to be the overarching thing that maybe we need to keep in mind, pay attention to. And those readings have turned out to be ridiculously accurate. I mean, it's jaw-dropping. And even though we're all very different individuals, we've got different things going on in our lives, when we go back retrospectively and have a look at the end of the week, what we're finding is that it's been absolutely spot on for all of us who are participating and playing, but in very, very different ways. Because for me, the tarot isn't about trying to predict the future, but it's just kind of giving a sense of what are some of the things you could be thinking about, what are some of the influences, what are some of the things to keep in mind. And so it's been amazing. And, I get messages like people saying, I'm sitting here with my mouth open, my jaw has dropped, this is brilliant, this is amazing, this is unbelievable. So what I thought I would do, as we're just coming to the end of one year and the beginning of another, I thought I'd do a reading for the kind of year ahead, and not the 12-month version. I'm going to do that for my Magic and Gratitude group. It's going to be that'll be too long a video. But I just thought we'd do, in accountancy style, because at one point I was studying to be a certified accountant. So I thought we'd do quarter one, quarter two, quarter three and quarter four of the year, and just get a sense of some of the things that might be unfolding or things that you might want to pay attention to. So I'm going to use, I've got tons of decks. I'm going to use this one, the Archangel Power Tarot deck, and this is one from Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. They've done a joint on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle the cards. I'm not a Vegas shuffler, I'm just a very basic shuffler. And then what I'm going to be doing is really holding the intention that we're going to be picking up on the influences that are relevant for anyone who's tuning in and watching this video. So what is it that will be useful for you to know? What is it will be useful for you to hear? What will be some of the useful pointers that will help you as we move in to 2015? So there we go. So what I'm then going to do is pick a card for quarter one, put that face down, pick a card for quarter two, then quarter three and quarter four, and then we'll do a reveal for each of those cards. So quarter one. And I'm really just looking for almost the cards that kind of leap out at me, if you want to put it that way. Or, there'll be a particular card, because they all look exactly the same when they're face down, so you don't know what they are. But there are one or two that just kind of catch your eye and then make you go, oh, hello, I'll pick that one. And then final one for quarter four is that. Okay, so let's rock and roll, see what we got. Okay, so quarter one, so that's, January, February, March. We've got the very, very first card, which starts off what you call the Major Arcana. And this is the Leap of Faith, so it's card 0. And this one says on the card, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, and do what gives you joy. And it's I know it's going to sound weird if you don't actually play around with the tarot. It might sound a bit strange, but often I can do a reading for a client. I could get maybe sometimes even the same cards, but they actually look different because different things stand out each time. One of the things that strikes me about this one, first of all, is the butterflies, and that for me in this context speaks of transformation, which my company is called Transformation, so of course that's one of my favourite things. But this is almost saying that you have possibly been in a time where you've been in that metaphorical cocoon, moving from caterpillar into the butterfly, and now it's time, having had that sense of incubation, having had that sense of being inside, doing probably the inner work, that sense of, it might be self-development, it might be personal development, it might actually have been going through challenges in the year 2014, but it's almost saying as we now start heading into the new year, it's now time to come out of that cocoon. It's now time to take a leap of faith, and the thing that's going to be most key in being able to do that is believing in yourself. So this one, you need a sense of confidence, because there's a card that's come up, I think, for the last 3 weeks in our Magic group. It's almost been like the standing joke, because there are like 78 cards in this deck, and this particular card, which is an Archangel Michael card, talking about the light at the end of the tunnel. It kept coming up, it kept coming up, it kept coming up in the run up to the end of the year. And this one, if you the light, you've got a bit of a reflection, but here you can see there's a real bright light coming in from that corner. So it's almost like we're now out of the tunnel, and it's like the light is there. Your job is just almost to turn around and see that and face it and believe in it. So this one really is about believing in yourself. I'd also get a sense that it may be that some people watching this will be feeling as though they are on their own, they're lacking support. And he's got his trusty sort of pet dog next to him, and Archangel Metatron is also in the background. And the main person on the card has their back to them both. So this is almost saying there is at least somebody there that you can turn to. And also, if you think about it, there are other people that you can ask for support. And also, being an angel tarot card reader, and I guess if you're watching this, you must have some belief in angels of some sort. This is also saying you might be calling on some of that angelic support as well, so you don't feel that you're alone as you start now moving forwards, taking those first steps. And it's really the whole thing about listening to your heart as well. What's important to you, what gives you that sense of joy, and moving towards that. And for me, that doesn't mean jacking in your job and gonna run off and do the thing that is your passion, because actually you can have a job that you really don't like. However, you can bring other things into your life which give you a sense of fun and joy and passion and happiness and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, you bring it in other ways, but it's saying that this is going to be tantamount as you go into the beginning of the year, stepping out, having confidence in yourself, believing in yourself, and recognizing that time of cocooning yourself away is maybe really now coming to an end, and it's time to really step out and step forwards. So that's the kind of first quarter. Quarter 2 is the 8 of Michael. Similar theme. It says on the card, you can be free, make a courageous choice to change your situation and not seeing things clearly. And so again, if I can get the light off that, again, if you look at this card, there's a woman here who is, she's stepped out of some massive gate. So it's almost as though she's almost been slightly imprisoned in some way. And whoops, the little message come out, slightly imprisoned in some way. And now the gates are open. But the sense with this card is she hasn't actually fully noticed or appreciated that, because when you look very closely at the card, there are some shackles that had previously been around her ankles. There's a rope that was around her foot, and it's almost as though even though she's now free, because she's so used to that sense of confinement, she's so used to that sense of being penned in, locked in, either physically, emotionally or mentally, she hasn't yet noticed. And this almost reminds me of the analogy they say with some of the circus animals and the elephants. They can actually bind them on a really tiny little piece of string, which actually if the elephant took a couple of steps they would break free, but they've been so conditioned to believe that they are bound that you can pretty much leave all the doors open and the animals won't escape, because that tiny little thing that binds them, they still believe that that's a chain that holds them back. And this card pretty much feels like that one. So again, we're kind of back to that confidence and believing in yourself. So that's quarter 2. Quarter 3, it's Archangel Michael again, and this one is the Ace of Michael. And he's kind of standing on a mountain top, almost kind of surveying the land. And this one says, a wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. And what this one is saying, it's almost as though in the background with everything that's been going on, you have been working on an idea or something actually as we move into the kind of the autumn of 2015, you've had this great idea. And this is saying, right, don't allow little challenges, little setbacks to stand in your way. And again, based on how the reading for this year has started, I would also add into that, don't let your own insecurities, a lack of confidence, lack of belief in yourself hold you back, because this card is saying you can make progress here. And what you just need to do is ensure that, you know, because it's almost like you've got the big picture, you know everything that needs to be done. And this card, Archangel Michael, has an overview of everything. So it's saying, right, now you've got that big picture. What you want to also do is start putting your plans in place. If you're going to be working with other people, if it's some kind of partnership or joint venture or a kind of working on a project, it's really also important that you clear up any communication problems, because that is something that might actually kind of stand in the way as you're moving forwards. But it's saying the idea is great. Don't allow these things to hold you back. Don't allow a few bumps to kind of put you off. It's about saying, right, okay, you're kind of flying high and things are starting to come together. The fourth card, which will be the last 3 months of 2015, as we are kind of looking ahead, it says on this one, it's the Ace of Ariel, and it's a kind of a rich, lavish, abundant card. It says, it's your lucky day, new resources of money, time or support, and maybe a change in job or promotion. And when I look at this card, first of all, it almost, they're actually flowers, but just at first glance, they almost look like little stars. So it's almost as though whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been putting your time and effort and energy into, it's now really starting to come to fruition. And you're almost kind of the star of the show. It's almost like you really are allowing yourself to shine. You've almost kind of taken center stage. It also, she's kind of got a load of gold coins all around her. So as it already said, the kind of the resources, money, time, support, it's as though whatever the thing is you've been working on, whatever the idea is, it's kind of almost paying. You've had your payday, things are now coming in, and you're almost basking in the light of that. And this is one where it may be a change of job, it may be a promotion, or if you work for yourself, you're in your own business, that sense of promotion is taking things to another level of success. And this one, even though you have your back to the light that's shining in, unlike the very first card, which was the leap of faith, where you consciously had your back to it and you almost weren't allowing yourself to see it, in this one, you are sitting in the center and actually enjoying that sense of basking in your sense of success, and really just taking it in and appreciating it and enjoying it. And there's also a sense, because this one is quite lavish, it's outside, it's that sense that you also now have enough that you can start sharing with other people. That might be sharing your time, your thoughts, your expertise, your ideas. But that's an amazing way to kind of close out the year. And I might just pick another card, which is going to be just a kind of an overarching influence for the year. Okay, 5 of Gabriel. And this one is, there's somebody sitting in this card, they're trying to put a puzzle together. And it says, a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. And I almost get a sense, if you're starting the year ahead and you're not quite sure of what you want to do, or maybe you're completely sure about what you want to do but you have no idea how to do it, it's almost as though, look, you haven't quite got all the pieces of the puzzle yet, but as you have that sense of quiet time, as you withdraw yourself from the drama, as you withdraw yourself from the kind of almost the hustle and bustle and the craziness of the world, that is where you will then start to have a sense of, okay, what's my next move? What's my next step? And it's almost the more you do that, the more the pieces of the puzzle really kind of start falling into place for you. It's also kind of recognizing that there may be a couple of other people who hold the pieces as well. And it almost feels like when the time is right, all of these pieces will fall into place. But it's almost like the puzzle is almost complete. There's maybe 5 or 6 little pieces that are currently missing. But, you know, with that sense of time, with that sense of patience, and with that sense of pulling yourself out of the drama and the craziness of other people, that's when you start to get the clarity that you seek. So it's almost like at the start of this year, once you've got clarity on what it is you want to do, that's a very good starting point, because then you can see what's missing, what else needs to be done. It's then that sense of making sure you create the kind of environment which is conducive for you being able to you know, think your own thoughts and have your own ideas. And the final thing I'm going to do, because it is New Year's Day tomorrow, I'm just going to pick a card for the day. Because sometimes I just do this for myself when I'm at home. It's like, okay. Okay. Card for the day. So for tomorrow, New Year's Day, Ace of Raphael. And this one says a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationship, and deep and lasting spiritual insights. And this one's got two dolphins leaping in the background and that sense of togetherness. So it's almost saying that tomorrow, that day, the 1st of January, the year 2015, it's like if you have been having a really difficult and challenging time, it's like, okay, it's like it's all set to change. And that sense of those positive experiences are now starting to come in. Could be as bold as saying if people are single, it might be that being in fulfilling relationships is something you're now starting to think about. So I would say continue to think those thoughts. And the whole thing about maybe just taking a little bit of time tomorrow in amongst all the fun and the festivity of it all, to just kind of go inside and ask yourself, okay, what is it I want? What is it I want to create? What is it that my heart desires? And then just seeing kind of what rises up from that. So yeah, that's a little bit of fun for what we may have in store for 2015. And I'll probably do what I do with my readings in the Magic and Gratitudes group, is once I've done the reading, I don't look at it again. I'll go back, however, at the end of the week and go, okay, what was it and how did that pan out? So I'll probably do the same with this video, and I'll check back in maybe the middle of the year and the end of the year, and just to see how we're going. So wishing you all an amazing, fantastic, sparkly and magical 2015 and beyond.